Maybe positive vibes, maybe PVM TalkShow. Your host Dante Dash Smith. Coming to you live from the kitchen of Mikasa as I cook up tonight's dinner for my family, get things situated. Guys, tonight we stepping into the world of culinary, so it was only right that I was making dinner. Tonight we got a special guest. Caterer, entrepreneur, businesswoman, college graduate. We got Miss Kim Lawrence coming on tonight. She's going to be discussing her catering business. Kim cooks, so we're going to step into the world of culinary, get to know her a bit, ask some questions. Guys, thank y'all for tuning in. And let me post up this title, and then we can get tonight's episode started from there. So, hold on. I'm gonna just put this down. And to anybody that's entering the room, how's the vibes? How's the energy on this Wednesday evening? I know it's hot outside, at least for me. Like summer's coming to an end, and I'm enjoying every ounce of it that I can until it's over. So, what's going on now? Ex-mommy. I got it.
Hi.
Hey, Kim.
How
How you
are
feeling?
you? I'm cooking too. I'm actually prepping for an event tomorrow. So
Okay.
sorry if I'll be moving back and forth.
No, that's perfect. That's
Cool.
perfect. That give all the aesthetics for tonight's episode perfectly. Like,
Yeah.
I wasn't even expecting to be cooking tonight, Kim. Like, this
Yes.
was completely improv. I got home and I was ambushed by my sister and my nephew. They were just like, "Look, we hungry.
You better cook
We want you
some.
to throw it in." Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Smiling in my face, just like, "Did you have a rough day?" I'm just like, "What's the favorite?
Right. Exactly.
Thank you for coming up here.
Thank you. I know it's been a while. We were supposed to do this a while ago. So my apologies.
No, this is actually perfect timing. It happens when it's supposed to happen.
Right.
But how are you doing, though?
I'm
I haven't talked to you in
good.
years.
How are you? How have you been? I didn't know you were in culinary too, and so I saw on your page, and then I saw you making the smoothies. I'm like, oh, that's dope.
Oh yeah. We out here flying out smoothies. About to put up the menu. At the end of September, I'm gonna start doing dinners as well. So.
Oh, cool.
Taking it to the next level. It's like what?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So we got a few comments already. 4TM merch. What's up, bro? How you feeling?
I do not go on live at all, so y'all gonna have to help me out. If you see a question, just let me know.
Okay. It's pretty easy. Just treat it like FaceTime for the most part.
Oh, gotcha.
That's kind of
what are you cooking for?
like. Oh, I'm doing something simple. Just spaghetti, meatballs, little cornbread.
Oh,
Yeah, quick, fast, easy, delicious.
yeah, right. Nice.
Like I'm full disclosure, I'm coming off from working 13-hour shift at work, so I wasn't really trying to get into the mix of doing too much,
Gotcha.
But just enough to keep everybody happy and full for the night, satisfied and whatnot.
Right.
But let's get into it.
All right. What do you want to know?
I want to know it all. So first, I gotta tell you before we get too deep up in here, you really are the full inspiration to push me into doing Fly 'em Out. Because for a few years,
Oh my God.
for a few years I was just debating it.
Okay.
I was contemplating in my mind. I was telling myself, yo, one day I'm gonna do this, one day I'm gonna do that. Working at all these restaurants, being the manager of certain restaurants.
Right.
And I'm getting mad customers and coworkers just like, well, when you gonna open your shop? When you gonna do something? I'm I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it eventually. And then I started scrolling on Instagram and I started seeing you posting your stuff and really getting in your bag, promoting, posting pics, doing multiple events. And I was just like, yo, you know what? Kim just inspired me to just keep
Oh,
chasing this drawing.
that's
Like,
what's up. That's super dope. So you started out like as a cook?
yeah.
Nah.
So my culinary history started right after college. So once
Okay.
I was done with college, I started at this one restaurant called Uno Chicago Grill, where
Okay.
I
Okay.
started off as like just doing solids and light prep work, and
Right.
then like I had
Oh,
this, getting the basics, learning how to cut, learning how to do it all, and I had this chef there, Italian woman first, that kind of took me under her wing. She said I reminded her of her son, so like she used to keep me with her, like show me how to make dough, and then from
aw.
there, like the owners were just like, you know what, just go be on the line. Then next thing I
Right.
know, I'm cooking everything, and then from there, I transitioned over to another restaurant called Bertucci's, where I was
I love
kitchen
the
manager.
sushi.
You love Bertucci's?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah,
I
yeah.
do.
I'm responsible for 2 menu items that they do that they hold up on there to
Oh,
this day. Yeah.
nice. That's dope.
Like that was my personal creations. One, I just made off the humbug just because I was hungry.
Yeah.
and, and it just so happened like the manager at the time, he smelled the food and he was just like, let me get some of that. And as he was eating, he was just like, you know what? This is going on the recipe for the fall. Like,
That's what's up. That's
and they
the
haven't
best way to
taken it
do
off yet.
it.
But they haven't given me no financial credit for it either. They just kind of gave me
Of
the
course.
thanks, we appreciate it, love it.
Of
So
course.
that kind of started my journey, and then from there, I just went to cooking for school kids, and then doing other restaurants. And I was just like, you know what, it's about time I, establish something for myself.
That's dope. Yeah, that's so cool.
So, that's gonna be my first question for you. What made you, seek out to establish 10 Cooks?
So that's such a it was a process. It was a journey. Um Honestly, I don't know. Like it I had been preparing for it for most of my life. So my uncle that raised me is a chef and a sommelier.
Uh-huh.
So literally I had been preparing for it. Like I would work events with him. I learn wines, do all this stuff. But when you're a kid, you're like, I don't want nothing to do with this. But you do. I don't care. You make me do it every weekend. And he actually got me my first job as a waitress when I was 15. So
Wait, you
we
was waitressing at 15?
it was a small South African restaurant in Germantown. My uncle knew the owner, and I would literally like work on the weekends. I would work every weekend. It was small, so it was like myself and one waitress at one time, and then it just was me. So I was running the whole dining room by myself.
Ooh, that.
So yeah, our family is like we come from the hospitality industry. My dad opened Fuddruckers. My uncle is a chef and sommelier. My grandmother is from down south, so of course she was always hosting, entertaining, cooking. So it's kind of in the blood, but I
I
didn't
gotta sound like you're
really,
in a family business.
yeah, I didn't really recognize that I liked to cook, honestly, until like my junior, senior year of college.
Mm.
And I was like, okay, so like I would cook for my roommates and stuff like that. I came home. I graduated in 2011. I came home. I would cook like here and there. People, like my friends and stuff would like it. I didn't start taking it, but I always was in the hospitality industry, whether I was waitressing, bartending, working events. And then I went to the Recreation Parks and Tourism School at Penn State. So I kind of learned the business side of it a little bit. Um, but yeah, I've always been in hospitality some way. So 2017 came around, and I don't know. I just my boyfriend actually was just like, why don't you like start cooking, start selling dinners or whatever? And I'm like, oh, all right. So I tried it, and it was like successful. Then we would go to the plant on Sundays, and the guys down there, they just kind of want like a quick bite to eat. So I was doing like stuffed burgers and like infused like iced teas and lemonades,
Okay.
and that's it, right? And so I'm like, okay, people really liked it. And then I stopped. I was in corporate at the time. And I stopped because, you get used to your regular salary and it was just a hobby for me. And people were like, when are you coming back? I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know. So, 2019, I had my first child, and I was like, yeah, I'm done with corporate. Like, he just gave me the courage to be like, yeah, I'm never coming back. I was over it. So, I went back to bartending. I was like bartending and serving, and then COVID hit. And I was like, okay, it's like nice being home and getting free money, but I felt that that was kind of a shift, like God telling me, like, okay, you need to do what you're supposed to be doing now. So I went back to selling like suppers, like dinners out of the house. And I was like, okay, but it was just like it was a lot of work. And then I ended up going back to like every neighborhood like has your neighborhood veterans post.
Yeah.
Well, I started renting a kitchen out of there from where I'm from in Germantown.
Oh, for
So
real?
I was doing that. I was doing like bar food. We would do like seafood Fridays. We would do soul food. We would do all types of stuff. So I'm like, all right, bet. But during that time, COVID was still in and out. So it was like sometimes we would have to shut down the kitchen. Sometimes we couldn't go to work. It was just like it was a lot of back and forth, a lot of the unknown. So honestly, I was just my uncle does what I do. So he's a personal chef, and a sommelier. So he creates like wine dinner, like he does wine pairing dinners. And I'm like, well, I'm not educated in wine, but I'm like, I can definitely do what he's doing. So I like signed up for this like app or whatever that you can like people request like chefs or all types of people of different trades. And it literally took one person to like schedule me for a private dinner. I went in and I killed it. And that was all she wrote, and I never looked back.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
So
So
it's been dope. It's been super dope.
it sounds like it. So what's
Yeah.
the website you signed up for? That was the personal chef website.
So it's called Thumbtack, and I'm gonna put y'all on some game. It's called Thumbtack, and it's almost like an Angie's List. So people of all different trades, whether you're an event designer, a chef, a plumber, an accountant, you can go on this and you pay for leads, and people. You create a profile, and based on your profile, people can hire you
Uh-huh.
for whatever they may need. And it was definitely a life changer. Yeah, it's been really dope. I can honestly say I haven't had one disgruntled or like ill-mannered client. It's been really positive. It definitely put the battery in my back to just keep going with my business.
Um, that's great. That's great. Now, don't mind me. It just
Okay.
got so hot up in the kitchen, I started catching
Right.
those things.
It's okay.
Now, what, did you have any nerves when you first did the first dinner? Like, how was that?
Yeah. Yeah, cause like, well, man, so I was so nervous because usually when I was doing those events, I was being a sous chef or like doing it with somebody else.
Uh-huh.
So doing it by myself the first time, I knew what to do. It was just kind of like, whoa, like this is it. Um, so honestly, I got in there, I unloaded, and I just talked to like I was like, let's get a game plan. I got a game plan, and I just went with it. It was, I prayed. I'm like, God, just stare,
Guys
keep me
first,
going,
yeah.
right? Like, keep me on track, keep me going. Let them, just bless my hands. And it was a wrap. Like they loved everything. My timing was great. Um, and even then, I learned some lessons too. Like, maybe I should organize my stuff this way. Maybe I should ask the clients something like particular things so that I'm not blindsided when I come in. So it was great, but it was also a learning experience for me to do more of those events, and it worked out. It was really dope.
Smooth, smooth. Now, what was the first dish that you made from? What dish did they want from you? Was it
What
request
did
from you?
they? So we did kind of an Italian theme. I think I made them like a kale Caesar with like pumpernickel croutons. They did they did a pepperdelli pasta. It was like a shrimp scam. It was like a dill shrimp scampi, but I did like brown butter seared scallops, sauteed asparagus, and then they did like a chocolate cake at the end that was like gluten free because it was the mom's request. Super simple, 3 courses, and it was good. I surprised myself,
That's
but
good.
yeah, it was cool.
Okay, okay. I like that. I love that. So, do you do all the cooking for Kim Cooks? You're the only cook. Okay, okay.
Yeah, but it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard.
I was about to say you probably get all the crazy requests, all the crazy orders.
Yeah. I mean, not only that, it's just hard being the one person. Like, you have to scheduling, managing your time. Like I said, I have a child, so I have to make sure I spend time with him. I have to make sure it's good to have your own business because you kind of get to schedule when you want to work, but then you also have to be like, okay, or it's a big job coming up. If you're working 3 to 4 events back to back, it's just like, okay, when are you going to schedule family time? When are you going to schedule time for yourself? Um, it's a lot. And then also, I miss out on jobs sometimes because I'm the only cook for my business. Like, I'm it's just me. Like, I can hire people for prep, but
Yeah,
um
you do too much.
yeah, like it's a struggle. So having a team is important too.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm learning now. Like you can't do it all by yourself.
No,
So, how do
definitely.
you find that balance between your career, your kid, your spouse? Trying to make everybody happy. Or at least feel
Right.
satisfied to a extent.
It's a struggle. I've had my business for 2 years this year, so I'm honestly, I can say I'm just now learning how to balance. It's still a struggle, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm just now learning. It takes discipline to be balanced. Um, it has to be like, okay, I'm gonna work, planning your schedule out. I'm gonna work these days, I'm not gonna work this day. Sometimes you have to wake up early and sacrifice sleep, to spend time with your child or, like your family. Sometimes you gotta sacrifice not working to make sure you're okay. Um, it's all about just listening to yourself, listening to your body, listening to your gut. And being disciplined about, being strict about, I'm going to work this time, I'm going to spend time this time. Sometimes it doesn't happen like that, but at least you try, and you just keep getting better at it. You get smarter about the way you work too. um, so instead of like, oh, doing a whole bunch of couples one week, I might do 1 or 2 big jobs and that'll be it for me that week. um, Instead of constantly, doing the back and forth, constantly working. So, it's just, you just have to listen to yourself.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Just trusting yourself, trusting your gut, trusting your
Yeah.
instincts. So, my bad. I got a question. I got a whole deck for the
It's
questions. My bad.
okay.
I was on the wrong page.
Multitasking.
So, we do got some comments though. Before I get to those questions, I'm gonna answer the comment. I'm gonna read these comments out. So, Top 20 said, "You're doing a great job, Kim." Dub
Wait, do you
said,
know who that
"Reading."
is? Do you know
Who?
Miss Young from
Who is it?
Belly?
Huh? For real?
Team Buff 20? Yeah, that's her.
Oh, snap. See, I see all the Instagram names and I just be like, all right,
Right, right,
until like I actually get to see the profile pic and then I'm just like, oh, okay, okay.
right.
I know them.
Right.
And then Sentimental Creation said, you nailed their private dinner. The food and presentation was outstanding.
Oh, that's my homegirl. Yes, I love her. Her and her husband were I love her. You guys have to check her out too. She hasn't started her business fully, but she definitely she likes to make like crafts. She likes to do personalized like trinkets and stuff. She's super dope, very professional. I love her. She has great conversation. Her and her husband were super hospitable with me. That was a great experience.
That's smooth. So, um, in this catering space, what's been the most difficult aspect of it? You know, like whether that's finding customers, event space, whatever. What's been the most challenging aspect to you thus far?
Um, that's a good question. I don't really know. I think I think it hasn't been difficult, but it's just like preparing yourself properly. I with with private dinners it's a little different, but with catering, most times you don't know like the venue you're walking into. You don't know what's going to be there, what's not going to be there. So asking as many questions as you can. Is there going to be a kitchen there? Can I prep somewhere? Does the food have to come already made, or can I finish things off there? Is there a sink? Sometimes there's not even a sink, so you have
Sync.
to bring your own water to fill up, your buffet. Um, Asking, yeah, you have the, and then a lot of times, your client doesn't know the depth of your business, right? So your client doesn't know what you need. Your client doesn't know, sometimes how long it may take you to set up. So you might have to be there a little bit earlier before the other vendors. Um, you have to tell, like, it's been a struggle. Like, you have to put your business on the forefront and tell your client also what you need, not only what they need. So just asking as many questions as possible so that you can deliver the best service, and experience for them. That's been a process. That's been a journey. Definitely something that I'm still learning to do. But that's really it.
So, how do you go about creating a menu with the customers? Is it like a sit down with each prospective customer and you kind of get like the idea what they're looking for, or do you already go in and to each job with like, this is my menu, this is what I want to do for your event?
I mean, most times it can just be a phone conversation. Um, but I, that's a part of asking questions. So I'm asking you, what cuisine would you prefer? What is there something that you would like to taste that you haven't tasted yet? Um, but that was part of the reason why I started the personal chef business, because I was tired of cooking the same thing all the time. I don't want to be that cook. I don't want to be that chef or whatever. So the menu creation for me was really important to flex like my creativity. I need to be creative. Um, so it's all about the client. Like, I'm getting to know you, I'm talking to you, I'm asking you questions. Hi. I'm asking you questions. Just getting to know you a little bit more on a personal level, what you envision, and then from there I create a menu, and then I bring it back to them. They are like, yay or nay, or we love it, we don't love it. Can we change some things? So yeah, that's kind of how I do it. And then I if I see that I can take it a step up, so I'm like, hey, do you want to do a course meal with uh one client? I did a whiskey dinner for him. So we did the 4 courses, but we paired whiskeys with them, and each course was a theme. So it's like just asking them questions, right? Asking them questions so that I can be creative as possible for them. It's a food is an experience.
Yes, it
And
is.
so, yeah, food isn't just like, some people just, what's that saying? Some people just eat to live, but I live to eat. So for
Yeah.
me, I
No, I
live
love
to
to eat.
eat. I love eating. I love food, right? So when I'm doing these, I want it to be an experience for people. I want you to be wild. I want you to be, comfortable. I want you to learn something. So it's just getting to know your client, and just being as creative as they will allow. Some people don't, and that's fine, but still you can still wow them in their space, um or with the foods that they like. So yeah, it's all about just getting to know your client, to be honest.
So what's your cooking specialties? Like what do you excel at?
I had a client just ask me that today. I don't really have one. Sorry. Okay. I don't have a specialty. I've been diving more into like American formal. Creole is one of my specialties. I love Creole food. I love the culture. I love the spices, everything. And Italian probably. But if a client wants me to cook it, I'm gonna cook it and I'm gonna learn. And I'm probably gonna practice it a few times, especially if it's a dish that I haven't cooked. I'm gonna, practice it a few times, a few different ways to perfect it. So
How many times has that happened where a client has asked you to prepare a dish that you weren't familiar with making?
um a few. I can count on one hand. I can count on one hand. Not often though. Of course there might be some maybe some aromatics, some herbs, or a type of meat that I'm not familiar with cooking with, but I always educate myself before I do. Yes. Okay. Before I do, so it's not so I'm still providing good service,
So with those dishes, would you like normally make them up like privately at home to kind of get like a taste for it, or would you just like wait to the event to like fully like dive into it?
For private dinners, I normally don't get into tastings, but for caterings, I would. I sometimes I offer caterings. I mean, tastings. Sorry, where? Can you get him? Sorry about that.
Oh no, you perfectly fine. Like I love the kids. I got my nephew up in here. Like
Yeah, he's crazy.
I understand. Like this is a kid friendly show.
Right. But yeah, for caterings, I do provide tastings. Just because you're feeding a lot of people and you don't want to hire somebody that has crappy food. But for personal dinners, personal chef experiences, no. It's just you're coming in, you're trusting me, and I'm providing you the best like experience possible.
I can dig that. I definitely dig that. And that's okay. So, what has been the most enjoyable aspect of opening your business, opening up your catering company? Like, what has been or you know what? Better yet, what has been the moment thus far that you've been like most proud of yourself, where you like, you know what? I really did this shit. Like,
Right. Probably I've been having a lot more corporate clients reach out to me and just them. Yes. Okay, we'll go in a minute. Can you sit there? Um, just so big companies that are okay. Big companies that are like trusting me with their special events and like giving me great feedback, hiring me again. I did an event for Pico, which was like crazy. I didn't even know what the event was going to be until I got there. Again, not asking the proper questions. They were kind of very vague. Okay, wait a minute. They were very vague in what it was, but it ended up being during the Penn Relays they had well, it was the Caribbean Association for Employees in Pico. So they were hosting the Jamaican Prime Minister, and they were having like an event for him with like government officials and all that. And I prepared the spread. I prepared the buffet spread as well as the past hors d'oeuvres. I hired the wait staff. Kim Cooks was the caterer for that event, and it was very rigid. There was Secret Service there. It was a lot of the timing had threw off the catering. So some of it was a lot of it was a great event, but not knowing how to deal with a lot of the legal and safety aspects of it. I had like appetizers die because nobody wanted to eat until he ate. Um, it was a lot, but the fact that they were just like, you were still so professional. Thank you so much. They've hired me for 2 more events after that. I've also worked with like Universal Music Group, just like these like big company, like I am a local business. Like I don't, I'm not a big caterer. I'm not Chick-fil-A. I'm not, I am a local, but I'm a one-woman show for the most part. And these people are trusting me with like some of their top elite events, and I'm just so 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 super grateful. And it also puts like a battery in my back, like you can do this. Like you know, don't doubt yourself or think that you can't do it just because to you you're not on a certain type of level financially, I guess.
Yeah. I know that's
Yeah. Sit there. But yeah, that's probably been the highlight. And honestly, just like being able to be creative, and people seeing my creativity and appreciating it, and just accepting my business as I accept it.
that.
Yeah. Mom. Yeah. I don't want to drink. Okay. Go ahead. So yeah.
Now, with so much cooking that you do for work, does that make you less of a cook at home now?
Yeah. It's bad. It's really bad. I tell my colleagues always like, "Oh, you can sit down and eat." I'm like, I don't want to. I'm not eating this. Like, first of all, cooks and chefs have the worst appetite,
Appetite. Yeah, I know. I
the
can't
worst
eat
eating
once I make.
habits. Yeah, I'm like, I don't want to eat this, and I'm probably going to want Wendy's when I leave here. And they're like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's just a whole thing." Um, I've tried to cook more at home, but it's just like I don't want to do this. But it's it that's
It's the
another
life.
part of being disciplined. You have to cook for home too, and like they're my taste testers, honestly. So I need to utilize that more. But no, when I come home, I do not want to cook.
No, I understand you all too well, and I honestly asked that question, and I asked that out of everyone that I know that's cooking to see if it was just me or if that's like a
No.
universal trait of all chefs and
Yes.
cooks, right? Especially
Right.
the trait of not wanting to eat after you made a meal, just kind of want to see a reaction from everybody,
Right.
kind of get their opinions, see the looks on their face, how they react
Right.
to different smells and tastes.
Right.
You know, it's all captivating and motivating at the same time.
Right. Right.
So, what's your support system been like at home? Like, do everybody support you, or was super
Yeah.
supportive of you starting a business?
My support system is like top notch. I am so grateful. I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed for my support system. Down to people helping me like take care of my child when I have to work. Down to people coming to my events, referrals. I get so many like clients just through word of mouth for people that like I know and trust me. My friends. Sometimes I do like vendings and pop-ups, and it's just me, and I might have a crazy line, and my friends that come to support me, they're jumping on the line with me and like getting the platters out. Um, so I like that is one of. I don't think I could be able to do Kim Cooks if I didn't have my support system. I'm talking about like my boyfriend, like getting his truck and picking up tables, chairs. Like it's just super super dope. How everybody just encourages me and helps me get the job done when sometimes I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but we get it done, and it's always superb. It's always great service. Um, it's yeah, they're top notch. I couldn't think of like where I would be if I didn't have them.
Shout out to the support team.
Yeah, you gotta have it. You gotta have a team. You gotta have it just doesn't work. A lot of times that'll hinder you and discourage you from not doing what you're supposed to do. So,
Mom, I got
Yes.
ice
okay.
cream.
So, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Has the boyfriend become your honorary top assistant?
Oh, yeah. That doesn't get paid. But yeah, he's like, I mean, he's one of the reasons why I started Kim Cooks. Like, I was cooking good food at home, and he was just like, "You could do this." Um, but yeah, he's part of the main reason why I started Kim Cooks. So that's been great. He tastes all the food. He's like the most brutally honest person, so he'll be like, "Yeah, that's not given,"
That's what you
or
need in the corner,
right,
dog.
or you need some more salt in that, or yeah, let's not do that again. So yeah, but yeah,
Or
it's definitely
is
made this process good.
is your boyfriend and your son your toughest critics? Like your toughest food critics?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
Yep.
good though.
Yeah, it is. Cause I can't. Yeah, don't have me out here serving nasty food. But yeah, they are. My son is in like a picky stage now. He used to eat everything, but now he's a picky stage, and he'll be like, "No, mom." Um, but if he has this thing, if it's good, he puts his thumb up. So I
That remind
know
me
I
of my
did a good
nephew.
job. Right.
I know son is good because he'll be like, Uncle, hit me
Right.
with a thumbs up, like, and I'm like,
Right.
okay. Remember that
Exactly.
one? Like,
Right. Yeah. So yes, they are my toughest critics.
oh, that's good. So we get into the winter, the holiday season. So are you doing any events like Christmas, holiday, whatever, for the upcoming
Yeah.
season?
So I'm a part of this group. It's called the Zen of Philly. You guys, that's on live. Check it out. But basically, they provide a Zen aesthetic event for luxury apartment buildings. And they have, it's all Philly local vendors. If you have a brand or anything that provides like Zen or accessibility or just convenience for, people that are on the go or don't have time, um, definitely check them out. We have done some events, but basically we set up shop like in their lobbies or their courtyards, which are really nice, and we sell strictly to them, no outsiders. There's like it's like a personal luxury shopping experience for them, just for them. So I'll be doing some of those events. If you have a brand that maybe you would like to, I can add a comment on here, right?
Yeah,
You have a brand that you think would be good for these type of events. I'm just gonna post it in the comment section.
that's perfect.
Yeah, so that's super dope. We'll do that. So usually when I do like fall events, I'm doing like chilies, gumbo, stews. Um, you maybe some spiked ciders, some s'mores kits, because a
Ooh,
lot of these apartment complexes have like, fire pits and things like that. Um, Definitely it's coming up on like company holiday season. So my Novembers and Decembers are always like, by the time January comes, I don't want anybody to call me. But yeah, this is starting like the companies and the corporations are definitely starting to get into, and people are coming back to the office now. So people, they want to start doing more like employee morale type of events. So this is the season where I'm doing like company luncheons. This is what I'm prepping for tomorrow. I'm doing one tomorrow. Company luncheons, just employee, just get-togethers, icebreakers, um, and then yeah, just still doing catering, the personal chef experiences, and then when Thanksgiving and Christmas hit, I'm doing holiday orders, more company parties. So yeah, it's busy season.
yeah, it sounds.
Yeah.
Now, with the personal orders and the private chefing, do you do both of those year round?
Hmm.
Okay. So
Yeah.
even while you're doing catering, we can also call you and be
Yeah,
like, hey, Kim,
for
interested in
sure.
platter. Now,
For
with the
sure.
personal platters, do you have like a specific menu you do certain days, or is it
So
like,
for the personal stuff, that's more like meal prep. If you want to do I do. Oh, I'm going to start. This is you'll hear it first. people have been banning me because I stopped meal prep, but I'm gonna start
Why?
picking up meal prep back, and it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of work if you don't have like a lot of people asking for meal prep. But now the clientele is there for it, so I'm gonna start offering it again as a service in October. But as far as the personal chef dinners, I can do a couple, and we can do up to comfortably 25, 30 people. But of course, wait staff and things would have to be hired if it's like past 15 people, if it's a course dinner. So yeah, it all just depends. So basically, I'm just here to provide an event that's catering to your needs. So if you want a buffet, fine. If you want a course seated dinner, fine. If you want fine dining and you want your house turned into a restaurant, I'm doing that too. So it all just depends on your vision of what you want.
So how do you go about the pricing and charging your prospective clients?
Mm.
Another tough question. And how did you,
Uh,
before you even answer that question, how did you first figure out your asking price and how much you was gonna charge?
I called my uncle immediately. I called my uncle immediately because I didn't know. Of course, he knows the business side of hospitality too, so he's always been like a super great mentor in this. So basically, you just kind of get your costs of, well, first you have to nail down. Sorry if you guys can't see me. First, you have to nail down,
You good?
yeah,
I know
an
it's dark out
actual
there.
menu, and from there you can figure out, okay, I know this will cost this. You kind of just get your costs down, then you're calculating your labor. How much do you want to get charged per hour, or do you want to give them? Most times for a personal dinner, I'm just doing a flat rate, so it's called a chef fee. You want your labor in there, your travel. Um, Say they want, oh, we want you to set up we want a table scape. Your cost for that. So pretty much you're just getting your cost of service, like cost of goods first. How much is that? You always want to put your tax in, your 6%, your labor, and then you're dividing that by price by per person. So it takes a little practice. I'm still not very good at it, but I'm getting better just because now I know I'm more consistent with knowing the prices of things and like the units and how much it's going to cost per unit, per volume, things like that. Yeah, it takes a little practice, but there are books and like articles online that can teach you easily if you want to get into that. It just, really depends.
Do the research.
Yeah.
So how do you go about your food pricing? Like, do you just like kind of just take a little notebook with you, go through the market, figure out what you...
It's all up here.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, most times I see. Most times, for about 2 to 3 months, prices should stay the same. Like meat, you got your beef, you got your pork. So you just kind of keep like a running list of that. And then, so when people call you, you're like, oh, okay, I know. So, okay. You should know how much, like a salad will cost you. How much is a Caesar salad going to cost you? Okay, a bag is this much for romaine. Da, da, da. How many people do you have to feed? So honestly, it's just really remembering. You could take a book with you if you're not good at that, but yeah, it's just remembering the prices. Honestly, kind of breaking down. How many. So a salad is like the easiest thing to say. So if you have to feed 50 people a Caesar salad, and 4 to 5 romaines come in a bag, right? So usually about one romaine heart can feed 2 to 3 people. All right, so I need this amount of bags. I know I'm gonna use this amount of dressing. I know I'm gonna have 2 bags of croutons, and I know I'm gonna use a third a bag of Parmesan cheese, right? So I don't know, it's just it becomes like second nature.
No, I understand completely because honestly, as you're saying it, I'm reminiscing about the multiple times I'm cooking, and it's just like it's not even like an exact science. It's just something in my
Yeah.
spirit just telling
Yep.
me, you know what,
Yep.
this is enough.
Yep.
This is good.
Right.
like,
Exactly. Yeah, it's
like it
just yeah,
frustrates
really
people
with
when
your
I tell
gut.
them that, but I'm just like, it's just something in my spirit that just let me know that's enough.
Right.
Like,
Or sometimes, which I found to be easier, you can give them a price and then you can go and make a menu a based off of the price you give them, but you know that you're still going to make a profit off of, right? So if you say a private dinner is $75 a person, all right, your goal is to only spend 25% of that 150 on food, or 30%, 25 to 30%. Um, so what can you do with that? You know, you could do a chicken. You know, you could do a cheaper beef like a flank steak. Potatoes are nothing. Broccoli is nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
yeah,
like, yeah, it's up to you to kind of get creative and like smart about how you do your menus.
definitely did that.
Yeah.
So we closing in on the hour mark here, you know.
Okay.
But no, we still got a couple more minutes. I'm just giving you the heads up, you know.
Right.
But here at PVM, we do this thing where we kind of give like lasting words. But because we're talking about your business, I kind of want to do something a little different today. So
Okay.
I honestly want your lasting words. And before we even get to that, I kind of just want to ask you another question, you know, first. Um, do you do dietary? Do you with the cooking? Do you do specific dietary needs and everything like? And
Yeah,
okay,
that's actually one of the first questions I ask a client, if they have any restrictions, um, especially things like, intimate gathering, like intimate events that you're doing, anniversaries, birthdays for maybe an older parent, um, weddings. I want to know, is dad diabetic? I want to know, like I want to know those things so that he can also enjoy the food. Or if I need to prepare a dish, a smaller dish of what you're already having, just prepared in a different way for that person. That's also a part of good customer service.
yeah,
Um, just kind of going the extra mile for your client. They trusted you, like they're yeah, they're trusting you to give them a great experience, and like they don't want to worry about anything, right? So I don't want my clients to worry about telling everybody that there's pork in the greens, or there's, dad can't have that because, or mom can't have that because they're diabetic, and so I'm being very conscious of that. I try to cook um, with very health conscious things. I'm not using a lot of like grease or anything, or like if I try to use ghee instead of like clarified butter instead of regular butter. If it calls for it, I'm not cooking with a lot of sugars. I'm not cooking with a lot of salt. Just enough salt so that or something that makes it have depth. The food have depth, but yeah, you have to nowadays. Um, it's important.
yeah, we do, we do. That's definitely vital in this
Yeah.
business, you know. And so next is going to lead to my next question, the final question. What? Why should we hire Kim Cooks to do our catering today? What's so special about you that sets you apart from the other caterers?
Um, I'm gonna make you fall in love with food again.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. I am. I'm gonna go above and beyond. I'm going to it's gonna be a one-stop shop with me. You're not gonna have to worry about much if you hire me as a caterer, down to even like you need me to decorate some tables. You need me to bring an ambiance. You need me to help you with your theme. Do you need me to capture like special moments, or like special things that are that are just special to you and your family or your significant other? I'm going to go above and beyond. I'm going to make you have a memorable experience around food. It's not just about eating. Um, I'm going to make you fall in love with food. Really.
You know what? That gave me another question before we end things,
Okay.
because I love that response so much. So, what was the meal or the food item that made you first fall in love with food? And who was the
So,
person that made the dish for you?
I don't know. Italian has always been a favorite food of mine. Not because of the flavors, but also the camaraderie that comes around Italian. Most times, they're giving you a big portion, or it's like you can share. It's coming out family style. Um, Italian food gets you talking. It gets you like it just gets you going, right? Probably in my adult life, in my adult food tasting, New Orleans really made me fall in love with food. That's why I love Creole food. I love the culture. I love the history behind it. I love how honestly African American people in general, African people, West Indian people can literally create a feast out of nothing, right? You got a little bit of meat, but you got some potatoes. We making it stretch for the whole family. um, so I really love that about Creole food. I love the simplicity of the ingredients, but the crazy out of this world flavor. Um, I love the base. I love how everything starts and ends with the Holy Trinity: onions, peppers, and celery, and it just makes the flavor profile that much better. So I think Creole food really, and it kind of ties us back to. I don't know. It kind of gives you a nostalgic type of feel, like it's comfort food. But also maybe a little foreign to people that are not familiar with those flavors. So Creole food definitely kind of sparked my interest in cooking full time, and wanting to play around with flavors and enjoy certain foods and flavors. So yeah.
Well, you know what? I lied because I got another question now. So when you do eat and when you go out to eat, what is it? Well, when you're looking at the items on the menu, what is it that stands out to you? Like, are you looking for more health conscious food, more fatty, more filling? Like, what pulls at you to make you be like, you know what, this is the meal for me tonight?
Yeah, I'm looking at honestly, I'm looking at the way certain things, like simple things, are prepared. Like I'm looking at the creativity of the menu. I'm looking at if um you know some flavors that I haven't tasted before that I'm like, oh, I never thought to try pork with, I don't know, cumin. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm looking at the flavor profiles, how it's prepared, what it's paired with. I'm not one of those like, oh, I need to eat healthy kind of girls. If I want it, I'm gonna have it, So it's just like, but I have to have a smorgasbord. So we're ordering appetizers, we're ordering soup, salads, we're ordering a couple entrees, and then if we can do dessert, we'll do dessert. But I kind of want to experience the whole restaurant. So I always order like that. Anybody that goes out to eat with me knows that. So, I just want to try, like, I want to taste it. And it also gives me like some ideas too. It gives me some inspiration, like, oh, maybe I could prepare my beef this way or pair it with, this. So, yeah.
Now, has cooking so much made it harder for you to appreciate going out, like as far as like enjoying the food that's made by other people, or are you just like constantly comparing your cooking to others cooking, like, I could have did this a little better?
So I think being in the industry, my expectations aren't high. And no, they really aren't, because like I've worked in kitchens and stuff, and I'm just like, you know how it goes. Like,
Yeah.
if you can do a simple meal correctly, I'm happy. I don't need yeah, thank you. Like I don't need caviar on my burger. Like I don't need all that, So if you could do a simple meal correctly, then I'm happy. I have noticed that people that eat my cooking, like my friends, my family, and we go out to eat, they're like, it's not as good as yours. And I'm like, no, that's not. So it's like, um, no, I'm not a stickler, but I can say that going out, like trying some of the few new restaurants in Philly, I'm just like, I'm not. It, it's just like you're trying too hard, almost. Like, if you can do a nice pasta, If you can cook my beef how I need it to be cooked, that's all I'm looking for. Because I don't want to do it. I don't want to cook. That's why I came here. So, no, I'm not a big stickler on it. I just want it prepared correctly. That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Well, Kim, thank you for coming
Thank
up here today,
you. Thank
talking about
you.
Kim Cooks. I'm gonna have to get up early because my nephew right here asking
Yes.
for dinner.
I know. I'm like, I need to go finish my prep.
You know, pour that in here like I'm hungry. You
Right.
know?
I'm hungry. Yeah, I got
But
you.
thank
Well,
you for
thanks for
coming.
inviting me. It was great talking to you.
I know it was good talking to you.
Yeah, for
Got,
sure. I'm gonna have to
got,
come get some smoothies too.
oh yes, yes. So I do delivery for them too. You know.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and we dropping the price down for the winter. You know, to
Yep.
$5 a smoothie. Like actually, they're gonna be a part of the meals that I'm doing. So like,
Oh,
when I set
cool.
up the menu, that'd be like the complimentary drink. You know,
Nice.
and I just had
Okay,
like a couple
cool.
options for people to choose from.
Cool. I'll
But,
definitely be on the lookout.
oh, I appreciate that. I definitely appreciate that.
Yeah. No
Guys, make sure
problem.
y'all follow Kim Cooks. Y'all support the business. Y'all support Kim. You know, make sure y'all call her. Y'all want to get professional catering done. Get your belly satisfied. Fall in love with food again. You know,
Right.
y'all know who to call.
Right. Thank you.
Wait, you want to plug all your information and tell
Oh,
people?
yes, yes. Wait, what do I had to put it here?
No, you don't even got to put it. You can just
Oh,
say it because it's going to go on YouTube.
oh, yeah. So, you can follow me at KimCooks_PHL. It's Cooks with a K. I don't have a website or anything. Yeah. If you want to call, my number is 215-820-3169. If you want to email me, it's KimCooksWithAK@gmail.com. I usually get back within 24 hours. Yeah.
And is there certain hours that people should be calling you for?
I mean, if they call early, I'll just call you when I'm available. I don't. If you want to call at 7, fine. I may not call you back till 9, but call away.
I learned from past experience on here, you know, just saying call me with the orders, you know, people call anytime.
Yeah. No, yeah.
All right, Kim, I'm gonna let you go.
Okay, thanks, Dante.
Thank you for coming up here, you
No
know,
problem.
doing the live, talking
I
about
know.
the business. It's good to see you, and I'm happy
And
that
you
you're doing so
too.
great.
You too. You too.
And I'm proud of you too. That's what I
Thank you.
want
I'm
to say.
proud of you as well.
Oh, thank you, thank you. You know, I
Yeah.
still got more work to do, but I
We all do.
appreciate it.
We all do. All right.
Guys, this has been another episode of PVM the Talk Show, Positive Vibes Navy. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Positive Vibes Navy. Like, follow, subscribe, and stay updated for past and present episodes coming up there. Also, fly on over to Fly Mount Catering for your smoothies. And, you know, enjoy your night. You know, stay blessed up, stay prayed up, and stay loved up.
I like that. Have a good night.
You too.
Bye.